Why do I always do that? Hi, nobodies. There's actually nobody to the side of me, but for some reason, when I hit okay, I always have to look over there. I don't know why. Um, so today, yes, Butters. Butters has decided that I caught him snoring. I recorded him snoring, which is rare for Butters because I've got Tuffy on my bed too and Precious. Anyway, Butters was snoring. And I caught him on tape doing it for like 2 seconds. I don't even know. I haven't watched it yet to see if you can actually hear him snoring. It's something I heard over my TV, and now he wants attention. He's like, "You woke me up. You better pay attention to me." So, anyway, that's not why I picked up the camera. Um, this past, I guess, since um, the really awful bad Monday and Tuesday, um, I really started putting 100% effort into um, greeting the universe in the morning. Um, I mean, I've often, like, I'll lay in bed and I'll sit there and think, okay, everything's fine, kind of check myself in my head. I mean, like, I don't actually, like, go rubbing my hands all over my body or nothing. Um, TMI, I guess. um, but no, I started reading a book and I've been talking to somebody and I was like, I really need to give this whole like greet the universe thing a chance, and so every morning, like since last Wednesday, I go outside. Like the second I get up, I grab my phone and my vape and I go outside. Okay, sometimes I pee before I go do that and grab a drink. But anyway, I go out there and I sit and I like just take a big deep breath. Okay, stop it, Butters. My phone is not for your amusement. He's like, pet me. So I go outside and I look at the trees because I mean, I've got like a spot I can sit or we keep, it's just in our front yard. I call it my garden because I've got some rose bushes there. So I go out there and just kind of like look at stuff, hear stuff, and it's best to do it like in the morning because if you do it in like because if you do it later in the day, there's too many people and so it's kind of cool that I've been waking up kind of early, not on purpose. And I've been kind of aggravated about that. Like I went to bed at 2. Why am I up at 8? Um, but there's like no traffic. And I mean, where I live, we've got traffic all day long, tons of it. So at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, there's no traffic, and my kids are asleep. And my husband has hopped on the PlayStation or he's asleep. So, like, nobody is coming to the door really and like looking outside and saying, "Hey, what are you doing?" Or "Mom, I need something," So it's actually like, I would say a good 5 minutes to get you going. But I go out there and for like 5 minutes,
I need your help loading the game.
of course you do.
Because I always need your help.
Yes, you always need my help. Ugh, why is this thing all...
That's why I'm telling you I need a new phone.
No, you don't need a new phone.
Yes, I do.
You're not getting a new
Precious
phone.
understands. She understands.
No, Precious does not understand. Precious just wants treats. And for you to leave her alone. There you go. Here's your phone back. The game's on. Okay, go now. Go now. Gavin, go. No, you weren't.
I would have paid for this for the thing.
Close the door behind you.
And fine, let Butters pee in your room.
Butters is not going to pee in my room. Close the door. I swear to God. This is why you do this at like you do. I'm deciding to keep this in because this is why everybody needs to greet the day in somewhere, like, and so I go outside, and if the sun is out, I just feel like the sun on my face, the wind, if it's blowing. If I've got a rose on one of my rose bushes, I'll go over there and smell it, maybe clip a rose bush. Watch the birds, listen to the squirrels, all that good stuff. Maybe just look at the grass, and sometimes I'll say, man, the grass needs to be cut, But it's best not to really think about like what you need to do, like what's messed up. It's best, I've recognized that, and I've been making sure that I stay in that mindset of the grass is pretty instead of the grass needs to be cut. It's very important during this time of greeting the universe to be positive about it. Don't look at the stuff that causes you grief. Don't look at the stuff that causes you grief. Butters is going after some plastic. Okay, Butters. There's another kid. And I mean, when I'm out there greeting the day, all of the cats are looking out the window, like watching me. Oh my God. This video is going downhill so fast. Okay, so like I said, it's real important. You want to be alone for this, but if you have somebody who can sit and be quiet the whole time, and just be like in their own head thinking about things, then that's fine too. You don't have to be alone. But the important thing is to get out of yourself, like focus on everything but you, like, and everything but like the four walls you normally look at. I mean, we are always, as a society, we are always, it's in a bag of plastic. We're always just consumed with go here, go here, go here. What's next? What am I doing? Where, like we are constantly in do mode. Even if we're being lazy, that is a mode. Like, lay there and watch TV. I'm going to binge watch Netflix. That's a mode. That is, you are doing something, even if it feels like you're being lazy. You're doing something, and it is something that doesn't necessarily provide any enrichment for your soul, if you believe you have a soul. What did you? Oh God, this cat. Okay, I'm really trying to get through this. Because I really want to post it, because I got like the whole Gavin interrupting thing to clue you in on just like, hey, this stuff keeps you from noticing other stuff that you need to notice. And the best way to do that is to go outside. Now, I suppose if you're a landscaper, somebody who's constantly working with plants, it would be very hard not to see stuff that needs to be done. It's really bugging me what he's doing. He's over here licking plastic and trying to dig his nose in it. I'll show you. He's decided. Sorry, I'm not very good at that. Butters is going after some chili candy. So he's like really getting my concentration. So anyway, I'm gonna try to soldier on here. Really should stop. But God, I want to keep that part in about Gavin coming in to bug me. Not that kids are a bugger, but you just don't get that quality time with yourself. And you need that. Your body needs it, your mind needs it. You don't have to sit out there and go, and I know it might sound cuckoo, or like, oh, that's that new age stuff, and I don't want to mess with that. I was a bit cynical at first too. But let me tell you about this morning. Now, I'm not going to tell you exactly what happened this morning. But let's just say I I got out there and like the first thing was a butterfly, a hummingbird hovering in front of me. I ain't seen one all year. And so, and I love hummingbirds. They're like my favorite. So they are my favorite. They're not like my favorite. So I saw the hummingbird there and I was like, oh my God. And it like hovered there for 30 seconds. And if you know about hummingbirds, to see one like hover in front of you for 30 seconds without like darting off somewhere and coming back, it's like a weird thing. And then other stuff happened. Okay, so then I was like looking around and I was like, it's foggy. Well, at first I thought it was smoke. I was like, is that smoke? And then I was like, no, that's fog. And for the first time ever, I said to myself, that's fog. I can touch clouds. I can touch clouds today. And for some reason, that made me happy to think I can touch clouds. I never thought about fog like that. And I was like, I can touch clouds today. And then the wind blew and a cloud blew in my face. Now, we're not talking like a smoke cloud, like it was very, very transparent. But it's like I could feel it. And I was like, the cloud came to me. And then there was a hawk. And I was like, I have got to be hallucinating. I was like, is my medicine making me see shit? Like, I've never seen shit before. Well, no, I take that back. There was a time I thought it was snowing in August. But only like small, teeny snowflakes. But I was like, I've got to be hallucinating, if not for the fact that somebody else actually saw the hawk. I would have thought, I was like, oh, hallucinating. At least it's a good one. A lot of people, when they see things that aren't there, they're bad things. I'm seeing pretty cool things. But then I found out I wasn't hallucinating and everything was really cool because I'm not going to put anybody on, hey, it was this person that saw it too. But I was like, okay, cool. And it just set the tone for my whole day. And when I drove to the post office today, not a bit of anxiety. Now, when I was coming back, I did think I've got to go to the library after I get home. Maybe I'll get David in the car and I will drive us to the library to see if I can. And if I can't, then I'll be able to, have him drive. But that put a little bit of worry in me. So I was like, no, okay, I'm not going to push it. I'm not. I think Gavin jinxed me. No. What's up, buddies? What's up, buddies? You ain't trying to... You're just looking for stuff to do, huh? Which are my buddies. Love my buddies. All 17 pounds of you. And he is not fat. But he does eat well. Yeah. You hear that? Because even just appreciating a purr and the feel of fur under your hand, it's not the same as going outside and looking around. And like, noticing the nice things. Some people say like give thanks to it and everything, like thank the universe and show gratitude and all the other kind of stuff. I think it's just important, like for your mental health, to just be there, like when you're sitting out there, don't think about what you have to do during the day. Don't think about what appointments you have to keep, your hours at work, picking up the kids, or any of that stuff. Don't think about what you have to do that day. Don't think about that shit. You got all day to think about that shit. Take 5 minutes and just be there. You found plastic. Just be there and notice things, you know, and think nothing negative. I mean, that's the really hard part, you know, nothing negative. Because like I tried like mindfulness, and some might call what I've been doing mindfulness, but I think the mindfulness you kind of close your eyes to do. Distractions. That is the main thing, you know. Our whole lives are consumed by distractions, and we're just constantly on what's next, you know. And even on, like on a bad day, it's like, oh, it's 5 o'clock. It's too early to go to bed. Because if I go to bed, I'll get up at 2 a.m. and then it'll be too early to be awake. You know, like I said, even if you're not doing anything, like some people are just consumed with like time and stuff that has to be done, things that have to be dealt with, plans that have to be made. Take 5 minutes to not do that. Because I tell you what, I feel really good. Like I've been feeling so much better, like at my core, since I started doing this. And it doesn't cost any money. You know, now if you live in an apartment complex and there ain't anything to look at, go to the park, sit on a bench. If you don't have a vehicle and you can't go to the park, just go stand in front of a tree, listen, feel, and look. I mean, kind of think about it like, okay, since most people have smoked marijuana, I can put it this way. The way you do this thing, the best comparison I can make is if you're really high, you'll look at something and you'll just really be studying everything about it. So like you could look at the bark on the tree and be fascinated. That's kind of what you need to do. And I don't know how well it works if you're high. I guess you're doing all right anyway if you're high. But that's the kind of mindset you've got to get, is that old man, you know, that hippie, like Cheech and Chong type going, wow, man, look at the petals on this flower. But see, the thing is when you're doing that, you're not thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about what you have to do, what is expected of you. Nobody's bugging you. You know, there aren't a bunch of people buzzing around. And even if they are, you've got them tuned out, because that's your moment to really study whatever you decide to look at. And you can look at it all as total and just go, wow, it's really pretty today, you know. And don't call it partly cloudy, it's partly sunny. I'm trying to turn everything, you know, I mean, my thoughts are always so negative, and I've always been the type to downplay. And, you know, if I say I've had a bad day, okay, one, I won't tell most people I've had a bad day when I've had a bad day. Most people get, it's okay, I'm fine, today was good, it was cool, awesome. You know, if I tell you, like if I am one-on-one with you and I say, man, it was a bad day, or yesterday was a bad day, you can bet it was really bad. Really, really bad. Like the worst. Except the worst are always the same for me. It's not like I can't ever say a day is the best or the worst. I've trained myself to not really think in black and white, because it's something I've never been able to do with music. Like if somebody says, what's your favorite song? No. I can't tell you that because what pops in my head today as my favorite won't pop in my head tomorrow as my favorite. So, now if you say, what's your favorite song by this artist? If it's not one of the artists that I like a whole bunch, then I can do it. Sometimes with artists, it's okay, well, my favorite song on this album is this. So anyway, that's the spiel. To just 5 minutes. 5 minutes to focus on something outside of your body that is like that. Now, I suppose if you are agoraphobic and you cannot go outside, like if that causes you anxiety for some reason, you can't go outside, then find something in your house to really look at. I'm thinking a lot of agoraphobics probably have houseplants. So really, like, put your mind into that houseplant. Think about the soil and stuff, or watch the water. Maybe feel water coming out of the tap. Like, really feel it. Like I said, get yourself into the mindset of somebody who's high as hell. Except you have more clarity, if you're not. And you can remember it. So anyway, that's the spiel. If anybody's watching this, I'm really sorry about it taking so long and me being so distracted, especially this time. But that is how crazy everybody's life is. And then some. So have a good night. See you later.